Hey everybody, what's happening? I'm back showing off my sealed action figure collection, and I got one vehicle here as well. Power of the Force 2, the mid-90s. Very nostalgic as well, of course. So, hey, why not start off with that? ATSD driver and the ATSD with a Stormtrooper up top, because the ATSD driver was not out at that point in 96 or so. I think the figure's from 97. So, very nice duo. And on the back of the card, we've got some of the other figures in the line with the Kenner logo there. And yes, there is Richard Marquand, the director of Return of the Jedi. Yes, he played one of the drivers in Return of the Jedi, the one that Chewie beat up. And here's the box, sealed in all its glory. This is the orange carded version, I guess you could say. So the very first launching of this line, which was okay. I mean, you know, I was just such a big Star Wars guy that I had to have as many of these as possible back then. But I was really happy to get this at the Gore Street Antique Market. This is not from my youth. So yeah, very, very cool. Love the guns up top there. By the way, the Gore Street Antique Market is located in Perth, Ontario. Yes, and it's an awesome, awesome place to find vintage toys and video games and records and all sorts of cool stuff. Moving on to 2005, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, my favorite prequel. Yeah, it was a nice line here. Obviously, it was under the Hasbro banner at this point, even though Hasbro took over Kenner like long ago. Yeah, let's take a look at the figure. Anakin looks pretty cool. It looks enough like Hayden, I'd say. And the Darth Vader suit, I mean, you know, that's the real thing that I was really interested in, of course, with all the extra limbs and everything on the side. So yeah, really cool deluxe Anakin to Vader. And on the back of the card, I've got the other three here to show you. Yeah, I kind of wish I had all four of these, but no, there's just too many figures out there. Alright, now I've got to show off some of these retro card backs, although the only one that is an actual retro card back is the Bespin Leia, the top right there. But I'm a sucker for these. You know, they look so great. The photograph of the actor from the film, you know, it's just amazing. I love the Sand Trooper here being the only Star Wars package I'm showing off right now. I have other ones in little clamshells, cases, you know, plastics and stuff. But no, the Sand Trooper's cool. I never had a Sand Trooper, so I thought, what the hell, I'll grab him. All of these were either on sale or easily findable. And then we've got Dagobah Landing Luke, and that's, as far as I know, not an easy one to find. And Bespin Leia, the beautiful Carrie Fisher, circa 1980. Yeah, I love that picture. And her as Jabba's slave, although she's rebelling at this point in this photo, of course. So she's, you know, fighting off the skiff guards and stuff. And Luke as well here. This is the Endor capture Luke at the end of Return of the Jedi. And I just thought, yeah, this striking kind of, you know, figure, as well as the card back itself. It's a nice picture of Mark Hamill, but these Return of the Jedi card backs are pretty darn awesome, and they look great, and the figures are darn cool too. Wedge, of course I had to get Wedge. I love Wedge. I love the pilots. I love all the X-Wings and Y-Wings and, you know, everything. I love all the starfighter battles and everything like that. So, yeah, big nerd for Star Wars, clearly, and I've got many more to show off, but let's take a look at the back of the cards first. So on the back, they are mostly the same, like they're very similar, with the exception of Bespin Leia, which is kind of more of a Star Wars throwback card back there. But let's zoom in on Slave Leia. There's the original Slave Leia figure there from the Power of the Force 2 line, the original Sand Trooper, and so on and so forth. Sometimes it's just a picture and not the figure, and yeah, this is really cool. I like the different multicolored backgrounds. It's very, very 70s, you know, because the original Star Wars Kenner card backs from 78, I believe, were similar looking like that one. But yeah, so big fan, big sucker for these retro card backs. And on to more Star Wars Trilogy retro card backs. I mean, these ones really do emulate the original Kenner ones, you know. So starting off with Princess Leia, once again. I've got A New Hope Leia with her hair in weird buns, but it's iconic, of course. And I've got Farm Boy Luke, of course, as well. And yeah, I bought them just because of the card backs, let's face it. But the figures are actually really good too. You know, I didn't really think about the figures too much. I just really wanted to display these on the wall, and that's why I never opened them. Not sure if I'll ever sell them. Like, half the things in this video could be for sale, but don't bother me here about it. It's going to be on Facebook Marketplace, okay? Don't ask me questions on YouTube. What's for sale? But Han Solo, of course, I had to get Han. And I used to have two of them, actually, but I gave one to an old friend a long time ago because I just was such a big sucker for these things, you know? But, nah, they're awesome. So I'm just going to show off one of the card backs here, the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Surely he's dead by now. No, he's not. Well, he does die in that movie, of course. But anyway, yeah, so pretty typical, right, of these kind of figures, and we've kind of seen it before. Pretty cool, though, that I have all four in this wave. So I have a complete wave of these figures from the late 2000s. And now, Princess Adora, the Crazy Calico, is going to throw to the next batch of retro, vintage, whatever you want to call them, throwback card backs. So I've got some Empire Strikes Back stuff here, again encased in this plastic bubble, this kind of clamshell or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so Vader and the Snowtrooper, and one is the trilogy, one is the Saga collection. I guess they were in different waves or collections or whatever, but I didn't care. Obviously, I was, again, a sucker for all this stuff, and there's a special offer there, too. I completely forgot about, never did that special offer. So yeah, Han Solo, he looks great. I love the fact that he comes with removable helmet and everything like that, unlike the old one, of course. And Yoda, too, of course. Yeah, so Yoda there with, you know, the usual accessories as you'd expect from the Empire Strikes Back retro card backs in my collection. So again, I don't know if I'm going to sell them. I'm going to keep them for now. And the final retro throwback card back Star Wars figure I'm going to show off is the Luke, Jedi Knight Luke, that is, from Return of the Jedi. And it's an actual reproduction of the original 1983 Kenner Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker on the retro card back. Yeah, great memories of this. I had the lunchbox with that image on it as well. And the retro sticker there, that big, you know, sticker, you can actually take that off if you want to, but I prefer to leave it on just for now. And now I'm going to show off some of the Black Series I have. Most of them are open, so I only have a few here to show off. I have just a handful. So I'm going to start off with Ahsoka Tano on the left here. She is awesome, and I got her for $5 at Walmart, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that was amazing. An amazing find that day. Yeah, she's pretty cool. That was before the TV show. And I've got the Heavy Mando as well, thanks to Daniel Coper. And I also have the Death Trooper from Rogue One. So the Heavy Mando from the Mandalorian show, of course, on Disney+. And finally, I got the final four here, which consist of my personal favorites. In terms of the ones that are sealed, anyway. I have quite a few Star Wars 6-inch The Black Series figures since the beginning back in 2013, but none of those early ones are sealed. They've all been opened and reviewed on YouTube and stuff. But anyway, let's take a look at Jedi Luke. And this may have been like some kind of exclusive at Walmart or something, I'm not sure, but he looks pretty good. And the detail here on Bespin Han Solo, though, I'm a big fan of that. Also a big fan of the AT-AT driver. And I think he looks really cool. Kind of wish I had General Veers as well. And I got the Snowtrooper, of course, because, yeah, got to have as many Snowtroopers as you can get your hands on. Of course. So, yeah, just a tremendous, tremendous fan of this line, although I've pretty much stopped collecting them at this point. I think I'm retired from the Black Series. From Star Wars to Star Trek, and the only sealed Star Trek The Next Generation figure I got is Captain Montgomery Scott. That's right. Jimmy Doohan, and he was amazing. He was a really incredible person in real life, and a great character too. My personal favorite of the original Star Trek series cast. although I love all of them, really. So yeah, it comes with a card, and I'm sure he was kind of a peg warmer, right? I'm sure not a lot of people were interested in Scotty, maybe, unless you're a hardcore, Star Trek collector. And this Next Generation series by Playmates Toys was really cool, and check it out. I got this at Zeller's, the original Zeller's, back in the day. And here's the back of the card for Scotty. And yeah, I mean, this is a little profile, bio there as well, which is cool. I really enjoyed that episode where he was trapped in the tractor beam, and obviously it was just kind of a silly excuse to kind of bring him back, as they did with several of the original Star Trek cast members there on the show. Obviously Spock and everything. So yeah, and all the other figures there, and his little communicator. On to Kenner's Superpowers collection, and I have the case here to show off the one sealed carded figure I have. 1984 Wonder Woman, absolutely beautiful. I mean, okay, the bubble's a little yellow and there's some creases in the cards. It's not perfect, but I love this. This is one of the prized possessions in my mint on card collection. Absolutely not interested in selling it, so don't ask me. Little dent in the bubble even, I don't care. It comes with the lasso, and she comes with a comic book as well, and I think that's great. Obviously, it seems like a Canadian card as well, but yeah, just such a huge fan of this line. Classic back of the packaging. How iconic is this? Superman, Batman, Robin, Green Lantern, Flash, Aquaman, etc. This line is so important to me. They were so much better than Marvel's Secret Wars or any other superhero figures that came before them. That's right, I'm even including Migos, because they were so detailed, they were so well done, beautiful card art, great comic books that they came with. My favorites were Batman, Green Lantern, and of course, the Joker. So we got the Wonder Woman's bio here, the Amazing Amazon, and it's in 2 languages, of course it's en français as well, and you can get a Steppenwolf action figure with the purchase of any 3 Superpowers action figures. Something tells me that this offer has expired back in like 85, 86, probably. Yeah, so, yeah, pretty awesome though, I gotta say. Super puissance, yeah, en français. But yeah, one of the best toy lines of all time. Is so highly collectible, so colorful, and gotta love the Superpowers gimmick. Also celebrating their 40th anniversary, just like Superpowers and Transformers, is Voltron, Defender of the Universe, which was originally a show in Japan. I think it was called King Beast Go Lion, but the American version was a bit tamer. It wasn't quite as violent, but I really, really loved this line as a kid because I loved both robots and lions, and I like the characters and the voices a lot too on the show. So Hunk is, he's the heart of the team. He's a personal favorite, along with his yellow lion in the background there. I've got Princess Allura with the blue key, and Princess Allura, she joined the team late, and they swapped lions around, so that's why the colors of the keys don't necessarily match the color of the lion. She's also pink, and there's no pink lion to match that, of course, but that doesn't matter. It can be a bit confusing, though, when parents are purchasing these things. Lance was my favorite, though, because he was the sarcastic one. Love Lance, voiced by Michael Bell.
Voltron, Defender of the Universe.
Voltron, Defender of the Universe.
Showing off the backs of these cards, because I mean, these are 40-year-old figures. This is iconic vintage toy collecting at its best, ladies and gentlemen. I still need Keith and Pidge in the package, because I want to just get all the Paladins, not all the figures and everything sealed. So yeah, I mean, checking out the artwork on the back of Hunk here, pretty cool, with his yellow lion, and you get to see what he looks like out of uniform, and a little description of the adventure continuing, and a little bio there for Princess Allura. She's looking very much like, kind of like the princess from Mario Brothers, and she had the blue lion. Yeah, so the blue lion, that was the first Voltron toy I ever got, actually, was the blue lion back in Christmas of 84, maybe 85. And there's my boy Lance, yeah, so he wasn't always the smartest one, but he was always the funniest one, definitely. He's the sarcastic one, and that's why I liked him. And yeah, he was voiced by Michael Bell, the voice of Duke on G.I. Joe, like I said. And there he is against the Skull Tank. Yeah, the Red Lion. The Red Lion, definitely my favorite as well. Probably just because red's like my favorite color. So, you know. But yeah, awesome sealed card backs. I definitely don't want to sell these anytime soon. Hell, I might be buried with these. They're so beautiful. Moving on to the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men 97 collection. I don't have all of them by any stretch, but I do have some very, very special ones indeed. Wolverine here, signed by the voice actor Cal Dodd, the original actor from the 90s and X-Men 97. Great Canadian dude. I mean, he's originally from Ireland, but he's a Canadian actor, and really cool guy. Really great to meet him. You know, we're Facebook friends, right? So we're tight. No, but he did sign this Wolverine. This is Cal Dodd there, and comes with cool accessories, of course, the hands and everything. And I love the side, because he signed the side, "I go where I wanna go, bub." You know, so yeah, pretty awesome autograph. Pretty special action figure, pretty special collectible, certainly, you know. So I may need to be buried with this one as well. We'll see, but it's worth a pretty penny, I'm sure. But I'm not selling it. No, I am not selling it. No, 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 no. I wish I got Rogue, because this one and Rogue are the two most valuable ones in the line. I think they're going for hundreds of dollars right now. It's ridiculous. But yeah, love the accessories, the extra head, the cowl, so cool. I got this when I could only afford one, and that's why I didn't get Rogue at the time, but I should have, but oh well. I can't really get all of them, right? I can't have all these X-Men 97 figures and then keep them all in the package, but this guy I'm going to keep in the package, of course, as long as possible. Yeah, wow, just definitely one of the great prizes in my action figure collection. And I'm going to move on to Storm here, Mohawk Storm, with the white suit. So she's not quite as punk rock as she was in the 80s, but she does have that kind of mohawk, high, kind of Finn hairstyle going on there, which is really great. I really like that. I like what she's done with her hair. I have a feeling there's going to be another Storm coming, maybe a different one with the 70s clothes, like she wears near the end of this season of X-Men 97. So yeah, we'll be hoping for that. And well, I mean, Alison Seeley Smith was the original voice of Storm, of course, as well in the 90s. I'd love to meet her at a convention, too. So yeah, she's really cool with her extra set of hands, certainly, as well, to command the weather. And Gambit. The name's Gambit. Remember it. Yeah. Really like the new actor that they got to play Gambit. The original voice actor who played Gambit is now the voice of Cable. So it seems like everybody from the original show got a different role. You know, everybody that's still living, of course. But Gambit, yeah, I mean, I won't spoil anything about what happens in X-Men 97. I don't think I should. Anyway, yeah. Playing cards, of course, and the bow staff. Very cool. Cyclops as well. This is the best damn Cyclops figure I've ever owned in my life. It's got extra hands, and the extra head is actually really impressive. I really like that second head better than the one that's on his shoulders right now, actually. I think they did a really good job on that second head. So, yep, great job on Cyclops. He looks freaking amazing. And right next to him, of course, is Jean. So, yeah, another double head, you know, a figure here, and she looks absolutely beautiful. Back of the cards, taking a look at Wolverine here and the other figures available in the line. So I just need Magneto, Rogue, and Bishop if I were to finish this first series, this first wave. But I don't know if I'm ever going to complete them, because Rogue is just way too expensive. Like, her price on the aftermarket even has to come down. It's ridiculous. It's like $200, get out of here. It's the same for Wolverine as well. Yeah, I mean, obviously the card backs are pretty standard, you know, kind of what you'd expect of the line. It's somewhat reminiscent of the 90s, of course, as well, the old Toy Biz line. So yeah, you got Wolverine, Storm, Gambits, and of course Cyclops and Jean. They're part of Wave 2, so We get some different ones there, like the Goblin Queen. We get Sexy Magneto, Nightcrawler, and the Executioner as well. Yeah, so awesome figures. I am a huge fan of this line. I may collect all of them one day. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford that, but I really want to because they are really, really well made. So hats off to Hasbro. Got a couple of Masterverse He-Man figures to show off as well. These are things that I will probably sell. But they're currently in my collection because they look cool. I'm not the biggest He-Man fan in the world, but I was 5 years old when that cartoon originally debuted, so yeah, it's obviously pure nostalgia and awesome memories for me. And this He-Man's pretty awesome. Obviously looks just like the original one. I also got Triclops. Now this one I picked up at a flea market kind of thing, really cheap. He's the one from Revelations on Netflix. He looks great. I think the left one especially, the green and everything, classic green. But he's got his new ceremonial red outfit there too. So yeah, they look pretty cool. I'll probably sell them though. Back of the package of the Masterverse He-Man. Some very nice artwork, I must say, and Masters of the Universe, or MOTU, as people call it for short. They've always had great artwork on the packaging, and certainly that was a big staple of 80s toy marketing as well. And it's been a big part of the toy industry ever since, of course, is to just have amazing artwork or photos of if it's based on an actor or something. And so on the Triclops here, we get good look at some of the other figures available in the line. And yeah, that's what he looks like in his red ceremonial outfit. He was like the leader of this cult or something in Revelations, which I don't know. Revelations was okay. I like the way it was done, and some pretty impressive voice work going on there too. I dig He-Man enough, but I prefer the original 80s stuff. Panther. This is the MOTU Origins line. This is the realistic fur, the flocked Panther. So yeah, pretty cool. I know the plastic is kind of reflective of the lights here, unfortunately, but you can tell it's just like the original 1982, I believe, Panther that was also fuzzy, he was furry, and you got to dig that artwork up top, of course, as well. Very, very cool stuff. On the back of the packaging, and we have all the other figures here in the line of He-Man Origins. I have most of these. I don't have She-Ra, and I don't have Merman, but I do have the rest. And I don't know, I just kept Panther sealed for whatever reason. It comes with some instructions on how to put his saddle on and stuff like that. Not that it's really, tough to figure out. But again, more classic, amazing artwork on the back. So take a look at that. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great stuff. I'm really, really big fan of the artwork on this Panther. Moving on to some more Origins figures now. We've got Evil Lyn and Man-at-Arms. And I've kept these ones sealed because, again, I may sell them. I'm just not sure if I will or not, but who knows. So Evil Lyn we've got pale Evil Lyn as opposed to yellow Evil Lyn, which the pale one's better in my opinion. Man-at-Arms with the mustache. Finally, he has a mustache, folks. So happy about a silly thing like that, but I am happy that they got him right, because the original figure in the 80s did not have a mustache, of course. And then I guess you could army build and say that they're a bunch of troopers as well back then. Fisto, okay, I got this guy literally for $10 at a convention. Some woman practically threw him at me. She had too many Fistos and she had to get rid of one. And Many Faces, a personal favorite. Again, from 1983, at least the character in the original toy was 83. This one's from 23, it looks like, with 3 different faces. So he's very cool because he has so many faces. Yeah, so some cool beloved characters here from Masters of the Universe. Man, I really love the 80s. Back of the packaging, so Evil Lyn, and I'll show off all the others as well. Pretty awesome artwork here going on. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty badass. Yeah. Oh yes, and they come with comic books too. I forgot. Yeah, these Masters of the Universe Origins figures come with these little comics, and tells a little story to kind of reintroduce the mythology to kids or whoever. And we all know kids aren't driving the action figure market anymore, but yeah, it's an adult market now. But yeah, no, I think they're really awesome. You know, showing off kind of what they can do and their weapons and things that they can hold and everything. I never did find Beastman. I would kill to find an Origins Beastman. I don't know why he's so rare, but anyway, that's the only one I really want. And this is the Man-E-Faces packaging here, which is unique for whatever reason. I guess it's just newer packaging, and it's got a nice shot of Skeletor and Man-E-Faces showing off his many faces. So yeah, pretty nostalgic awesomeness. Moving on to the awesome Jada Toys Ultra Street Fighter 2 figure collection. And I have all of them that are available in Eastern Canada so far. Anyway, I don't have any of the Player 2 ones or Evil Ryu or any of that, but yeah, I've got the basic ones that we've gotten here. And I'm going to start with Chun-Li. They all come with extra heads, which is super cool, extra hands, and they come with like fireballs. And the packaging is just like an arcade cabinet, right? So it's just, yeah, it's just brilliant idea here. They may be Toy Company of the Year this year. You know, they're making like Mega Man figures or cereal box mascots. They're making all sorts of cool things. So Chun-Li, and then Ken, of course, Ken Masters, one of my personal favorite characters. It looks a bit like He-Man, but but no. Fei Long, you know, Street Fighter's Bruce Lee, because every fighting game had to have a Bruce Lee, of course. So yeah, he's their Bruce Lee. And Ryu. Yeah, this was the hardest figure to find, and I finally got him at Walmart. I actually commented on a YouTube video that featured Jada Toys, and I said, hey, we need more Ryus up here in Ontario, Canada. And next thing I know, Ryu shows up in my Walmart, and I grabbed him immediately. Had to. M. Bison as well, and he looked great in his classic kind of crimson outfit here. His secondary head is very menacing, extra hands, you know, so yeah, his whole cape as well. He's apparently much better than the other Figure Arts one, SH Figure Arts. They're more expensive and not quite as good in some ways, and Jada Toys is a great value. It's only $30 at Walmart, for God's sake. Dhalsim, great figure. Look at what you get with Dhalsim. You get all these extended arms and everything. Like, this is an amazing value for an action figure. If you're a Street Fighter 2 fan, this is a must-buy. Pretty much all of these figures are a must-buy. You know, yeah, it's Toy Company of the Year, in my opinion. Just fantastic stuff from Jada Toys. Thank you guys for making these. I look forward to more in the future, like Cammy and Guile and Sagat and Vega, etc., etc. Love these figures. And last but not least is Mattel's WWE Elite figures, and I only have a handful of them sealed in the package. I have a few loose, like Bret Hart and Edge and Christian, you know, a few of them. And let's start with Chris Jericho here, shall we? With the awesome glow-in-the-dark jacket. Yeah, well, I don't know if it glows in the dark in terms of the, you know, the figure, but it glue in the dark in reality. Back when he was with WWE, of course, he's known for his work with AEW now. Shawn Michaels, Heartbreak Kid, WrestleMania 12, comes with the WWE Championship, the WWF title, as it was known back in '96, after defeating Bret Hart in a somewhat controversial, brilliant Iron Man match. And The Undertaker, yep, one of my personal favorites. My pick for the GOAT, quite frankly. I think he's one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time, if not the greatest. He's as good as Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Stone Cold, Ric Flair, etc., Macho Man, you know, and Roddy Piper, of course, as well. Can't forget about the Hot Rod. Rest his soul, and I love the Hot Rod. This is a pretty good figure. I decided to get him on a whim one day. I just went, alright, sure. He's a little different. He's got the longer hair, right? So he's more like late 80s, early 90s Piper. But I dig him. I think he's great, and definitely one of the all-time greats on the microphone for sure. And one hell of a bagpiper, for real. And Trish Stratus, the GOAT of women's professional wrestling. So Trish from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This is the Elite 88 Trish. She's not the best figure I've ever seen of Trish by any stretch, but she's cool. You know, I dig her in her old cowboy hat gear. There's also one where she's wearing like a Canadian outfit as well. And last one is Shelton Benjamin. Yes, so this guy is one hell of a talent. I wish they'd bring him back, you know? I mean, why not? You know, he's too good. Him and Dolph Ziggler, they can bring both those guys back. But if they don't, you know, they'll find work elsewhere. They're just too good. So Shelton came with the ladder. It's a great deal. And that's it for the WWE Elite Collection here. I'm going to finish this video off by looking at the back of the packaging. But yeah, I mean, I don't really collect these figures anymore, but I do think they're awesome. On to the backs of the packaging now to finish off part 1 of my Mint on Card Collection video for those who care. This video may stay unlisted, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think anybody will care, but whatever. Yeah, so great images of these superstars and you know, kind of printing of the Undertaker's autograph, I guess, there as well. You know, and show off some of the other figures available in the line, of course. So yeah, that's really all there is to say about this video. And yeah, Trish, I know, so beautiful. Of course she's beautiful, she's Canadian. But no, and yeah, bring back Shelton, for God's sake, he's too good. No, but anyway, that's it. I think that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and checking her out. So stay tuned for part 2. Coming very soon. Alright, everybody. Until then, keep on collecting.